Long Island Railroad commuter train engineer has been suspended without pay for allegedly letting a passenger drive his train. Now, thankfully, nobody was injured in this incident, which took place July 2nd in the early morning during the morning commute. But Metropolitan Transit Authority police say that they are working right now to build a criminal case against the engineer and the passenger. According to reports, the driver is believed to have handed control of the train to the passenger just west of the Hicksville stop. Now, the train was heading from the North Shore of Long Island into the city. And in a statement, the Metropolitan Transit Authority saying, quote, "These allegations are extremely serious and troubling. No member of the public is permitted in the cab of an LIRR train without proper authorization." Joining us now is a former managing director of the National Transportation Safety Board, Peter Goelz. Good to see you, sir. Thanks for being here. And if this is true, not only did a passenger get into the cabin, but the passenger took control of the train. What do you make of this?
Outrageous. And I think the management of the Long Island Railroad is moving aggressively. But this is really part of a trend that we've seen over the past few years of more and more engineers, bus drivers, people responsible for mass transit being distracted by whether it's technology, being bored, not doing their job, and eventually it leads to tragedy.
What's the answer? I mean, do we need to see more, a higher level of screening when it comes to hiring people who operate these trains and buses?
Well, there's a number of things you can do. One is management has really got to take this seriously. They've got to crack down on it. Why is it just now that we see rules being implemented that says you can't have a cell phone while you're operating a mass transit vehicle or train? Secondly, there are technology advances you can make. You can start putting video cameras in the cabs of trains that'll monitor performance. And then the broader question is, how do you keep people who are operating these trains, some of which are highly automated, how do you keep them paying attention so in those critical moments when they really do need to act, they're ready to do it? And that's a broader question.
You mentioned the technology, putting cameras in the cabins. I mean, one of the reasons we know about a lot of these stories is because of the technology that everyday people have these days. People are able to take pictures of bus drivers and conductors using the phones that we all have on our cell phones now. The pictures, I mean, the cameras.
Absolutely, and the passengers and the public ought to continue to do that. I mean, it's their lives that are at stake. They ought to be monitoring the crews, and when they see somebody not following the rules and regulations, turn them in, because it will save lives.
Here in New York, officials like to say, if you see something, say something. And in this situation, it seems like that would hold all over the country. People should be on the lookout for this kind of crazy behavior amongst people who operate these mass transit vehicles. Thanks very much for coming on. Peter Goelz, the Senior VP for O'Neill & Associates. We appreciate you coming on today.
Thank you.